endless some traits of servant leaders like empathy, listening, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, stewardship, commitment to the growth and development of other people and building community. Which of these traits do you relate to most?
I think listening, healing, and building community would be the three that I probably went to most. And in a way, I think a lot of times you lead by example a lot, you know. And if you listen well, then you really can that helps build trust. It helps you communicate better with other people and things, and you can get more accomplished. So that's why I think listening is so terribly important. And when there is division and you need healing, I think listening and time will take care of that over time. We've had a lot of that in our world recently, and so you just have to kind of lead by example. You build community by doing that. So I think it's important. I'll give you an example, a very personal example. Okay, so we just went through a pretty trying time, I guess, this summer. A couple of them, multiple ones actually, with everything going on in 2020. But we went through trying to decide what we needed to do to be more socially responsible in renaming of our high schools. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I grew up here. I went to Waverly High School. I was involved in all of those spirit stuff that went on with when it was Waverly High School and that kind of thing. And so a lot of my friends and colleagues that I grew up with looked to me because of where I work and because of the leadership roles that I played for direction in a way. They didn't know they were looking for direction, but a lot of them would call me and go, upset. What are you going to do about this? What are you going to do that? And basically, I ignored them. And I said, hey, you know, the time is right. It's time to do the right thing. It's time to move forward. This is 2020. Time to move this forward. And then I didn't hear from them anymore. And it was not any different than it was before, but the fact that, you know, some of them reacted, well, if Henry's okay, then we'll be okay. You know, that, you know, without me thinking, I sort of helped with all of that situation. And I was really just pouring my heart out to them. It's just settle down, you know, life goes on and the future is what's here, so.
Joe, the author of Servant Leadership in the Workplace, identifies 3 key priorities: developing people, building a trusting team, and achieving results. How do you rank these priorities in your leadership style?
I think trust, developing people, and then results. I think the first 2 bring the results.
Okay, what about 3 key practices: listening, delegating, and connecting the followers to the mission? And how do you think these 3 key practices help you to be successful in your leadership style?
I mentioned listening is critical. I think you've got to, the best you can, perceive what a person feels about a situation, or what try to put yourself in their shoes as much as possible. That's difficult because we're all different. We're human beings, and every one of us is unique. But you listen, the more you'll understand it, and then you can develop them because you listen to them. Mm-hmm. So it all kind of goes hand in hand.
So 3 key principles are serve first, persuasion, and empowerment. We talked about empowerment in the past. What about persuasion?
I think persuasion is important. I think the example I gave a minute ago, I was actually persuading those people to accept what was going on. You know, but I didn't say, I'm going to persuade you, or I'm going to tell you this is the way you need to behave. I just told them how I felt, and that was the way to persuade them. So, and also try to prioritize when that situation was going on. I'd go, you know, that issue is not taking a lot of my time, and it's also not the most important thing I'm working on right now. This is other things I'm working on that are much more important and long-lasting. And then they realize this is really kind of a small issue that we've blown into a big issue, and you know, we need to handle this the proper way.
You began your leadership career here in Tyler as the Vice President of Marketing with Citizens First National Bank, and began your role as the Vice President Tourism in the Tyler area of commerce in 1989 till you become the President of this organization, and you still continue to lead and serve this great community today. So thank you very much for your time today. I would like for you to close this interview with whatever is in your heart and mind for the future of Tyler.
Oh, I think that the future of Tyler is really, really bright. It really is. We're really positioned. We've gone through the last couple of decades with some really strong growth. We've got a medical school on the horizon, which is going to play a huge part on where we go forward. We've had good growth. We've had diverse growth. There's a lot of things that have, having grown up here, I've seen so much change, but I can see so much potential for the future, and just geographically where we're located is such a plus for us. So I think if I could come back in 50 years, which I obviously won't be able to, then I think I would see I think I would see a Tyler that's really a dynamic part of this part of the country, and is well recognized for many, many things, and that I would be very proud of.
Thank you very much for your time, and this is indeed a pleasure to know you and how you accomplished a lot through a urban leadership style in Tyler. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.